SHA 10. We've built ourselves up to race number 4, and it is the first of the big ones, Hutch. It's the Longines Hong Kong Vase over 2,400 metres, and geez, this is a ripping contest, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah, the market leader I'm not that keen on. I mean, and I'll tell you why in a moment, but Glory Vase has got this unbelievable record in Hong Kong, and particularly in this race is his favourite over there. But look, I think in the here and now, Stone Age, who there's some market support coming for now, probably deserves to be favourite. But I'm happy to be on Win Maryland in the race. I thought the Japanese entrant was another horse that's a multiple Group 2 winner this year, and some of the form around Jack Dore. I think it's going to be hard to beat in the Cup. You've got Damien Lane on board as well, and I thought she had a great chance in the race. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Stone Age gave Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien another bit of success in this race.
You mentioned Win Maryland. Damien Lane did an article with Ed Sadler a week or two ago about his rides at the international meeting, and he gave a great push for this horse. So it sounds like, you know, you can sort of see where Frosty's coming from there. I
spoke to him during the week, and he's told me that the stable are delighted with the way that she's arrived. She's in good order. All you can ask for. So there won't be any excuses from that perspective.
Senor Toba's a horse that we, of course, know here in Australia, and you'd have a little bit of insight too from the Casper Found stable.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. I mean, I think he's a real stayer. I mean, he's probably Cups type horse here, you know. But look, I think Casper actually is thinking of travelling with him after this, because there's just not enough races on the local calendar for him. He's a bit wasted there. He's not quite slick enough for them. He's at 2 to 3 lengths off them over 2,000 metres, the best they've got. Mile and a half's his right go, but at his level in Hong Kong, they've really only got 3 races in the whole year, so it's just not enough for him. So it'll be interesting to see if they would decide to travel with him. Of course, he was just touched off in a Queensland Derby back in the day. He ran second, and he's a very nice horse, but it's difficult for them to tackle the international opposition, who have probably a bit of race fitness on their side. Even though he's got the home ground advantage, you know, and often they do dominate this race, whether it be the Japanese, the French, or the English. But you know, they've just got the premier stayers.
Senor Toba's an interesting runner because, of course, he's the half brother to Berkeley Square, who we saw achieve good things for Dan O'Sullivan. So she's been a good producing mare, has Bahamas. But these runners circle behind the start. Really looks like they're zoning in on the 2 of them, aren't they, Hutch?
They are. At this point in time, I still think Win Maryland on the tote anyway might be over the odds. There's a good look at the start. So it's a very generous start. This is
it's a lovely run,
in contrast to the Cup, the Hong Kong Cup, which is about 150 metres before that turn, so it's right near the winning post. And you do get the crowd, so you can get horses that also get really stirred up. So this is a beautiful start for them. It's basically just prior to the top of the straight. They get a nice, good long run, and there's no pace in this race. I think there's the opportunity. I mean, does Broome go forward for Utakatake? That looked the way that it might unfold. Does Damien Lane decide to go forward on Win Maryland? She can be handy enough, but I don't think that you'll see Stone Age too far off them, but I didn't see him leading. And it's interestingly a race where you get a lot of horses that generally are just given a bit of a chance early. So tactically, this is an interesting race.
10 races, of course, on the big international meeting this afternoon. We're 3 races down. How are we travelling early, Hutch?
Oh, in Hong Kong? No, we haven't really hit the board. We did like one that had won its debut was just far too good. In the previous, there was no major damage. With I thought the Cornella might be the play in that race, but unfortunately, Victor the winner was no good. But my best is later in the day. I'll give that to you before off. It's not in one of the feature races, but we'll be in front if Win Maryland wins, Ben, put it that way.
Well, it'll be a nice one to hit the scoreboard on, because it is the first of the features this afternoon from SHA 10. So let's link in with the team from Hong Kong with the Longines Hong Kong Vase.
Hasn't won one of the big races yet, but as I said before, the Ballydoyle team, Aidan O'Brien, they know the path from the US to here, what creates success and to be successful here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, his last run in the Breeders' Cup, it was a terrific effort there. He had run of the race, fair enough, but he stuck on really quite nicely. And being a thrall, there's got to be more to come with this guy too. So he's well in the market as favourite as it stands at 2.5 here in Hong Kong and $1.20 the place, 2.4 now. So
he keeps coming in, Paul. Is he going to be the one to set up the pace? Because what do they do with Senor Toba? Do they go back with him or do they go forward? And we know Stone Age has got a good turn of the foot and good pace in front, but are they going to use that to their advantage, or are they going to back them off?
They've got options. I thought they'd back off, but they've definitely got the option to put the pressure on. But Stone Age, as you say, he keeps coming in. He's clear favourite now, 2.4. The big drifter is Glory Vase, out to 2.9.
Loading away for the first of the Group 1s here at Sharton on Longines Hong Kong International Race Day. It's the Longines Hong Kong Vase. The Turf World Championships here at Sharton are about to get underway. Great to have your join us anywhere around the world. We're getting set for the first of the Group 1s, and your Group 1 race caller this afternoon is Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Tom. As Paul said, all of the money for Stone Age. He's come into 2-4 on the Iron Moore and Aidan O'Brien. Aidan has 2 in the race, Broome the other one. There's 2 field horses in. That's Butterfield going forward, a white cap on Sylvester de Souza. Caris Teton wears a dark blue cap on Panfield. There's place money for Botanic, one of the French representatives in the race. As Panfield comes up, that'll leave the German visitor Mendocino and Broome to come forward. And the Turf World Championships will be ready. Stone Age is now 2.2. The 3-year-old heading back. Cluster of attendants just behind the gates. Broome goes in, they're ready. The Turf World Championships are ready to get underway with the Vase. Racing. And up in the air went Mendocino. He has not jumped the German visitor. And at this stage, he's stuck in the gates. So there's a sensation to begin the Turf World Championships. Win Marilyn, Senor Toba comes forward. Stone Age is down on the rail, and Butterfield and Botanic in the first 5. And Mendocino's been released from the gates now, but he's basically going to take no part in the race. He's going to take no part in the race. Down to the winning post with a round to go. The pace is slow, and it's a local, Senor Toba. 2 in front of another local in Butterfield, and one of the French Botanic is out 3 wide in the Godolphin colours. The heavily back favourite, Stone Age, is running 4th the rail. 2 lengths to Win Marilyn. Glory Vase looking for the fairy tale finish. The Japanese visitor under Joe Moreira in the blue colours on the fence from Broome Panfield. And Bubble Gift is a length and a half away last. Senor Toba, he'll run 2,400 metres every day of the week, and he crawls to the back. 13.50 to go. He's 2 in front of Botanic, now closer to the fence. Stone Age 3rd the inside, Butterfield 4th. Broome is next from Glory Vase, Win Marilyn. Bubble Gift is 2nd last, and last of all is Panfield. Mendocino taking no part. The leader is Senor Toba. Vincent Ho has the grey, out by a length and a half. Botanic's running 2nd, there's 1,000 to go in the Vase. Stone Age 3rd the rail, and 3 wide Broome has slowly been creeping around the field. Butterfield 5th, Bubble Gift is looking to follow his fellow European in Broome. Then came Glory Vase and Win Marilyn, the Japanese 3rd and 2nd last, and Panfield is last. Senor Toba has had a charmed run in the Hong Kong Vase, and he leads a length and a half on Botanic. Stone Age a length away 3rd, yet to go out after the leader. Bubble Gift wider out around Broome, Butterfield, Panfield. Then Glory Vase and Win Marilyn. Senor Toba, 400 metres to go. 2 lengths on Botanic. Then came Butterfield. Glory Vase is starting to get into the clear. And then came Stone Age. It's Senor Toba, Botanic, Glory Vase and Win Marilyn. She shot around the field. Botanic and Win Marilyn. Glory Vase, he tries to go with them, but it's Win Marilyn in front. She's gone clear by a length on Botanic and Glory Vase. It's Japan, it's Win Marilyn, and it's Damien Lane for the Vase. Win Marilyn beat Botanic and Glory Vase. Then came Panfield, Stone Age, and then Bubble Gift. Next in Senor Toba. Broome and Butterfield has run last. It might pay to hang on to your ticket after Mendocino reared in the gates and took no part. Damien Lane. Win Marilyn has jogged it in the Vase at 6.5 and 2. Botanic for William Buick at 2.1, and Glory Vase Joe Moreira at 1.6. It was a very slowly run race. Panfield's run 4th. Joe went through the middle with Glory Vase, rode him for luck, he had his chance. Damien swept. He swept around the outside, and Win Marilyn has won hands and heels, whip not turned. Japan have won the Vase. They were the biggest numbers as far as visitors go, 13 Japanese representatives. They've run 1-3 in the Longines Hong Kong Vase, race number 4. Stone Age, the heavily back favourite. You'd have to say he was disappointing. He was given a perfect run by Ryan Moore. Botanic's gone a good race up outside the speed. He's held on for a placing. And Glory Vase races into retirement with 2 Hong Kong Vases and a placing on the way out. But it's that man, Damien Lane, the world traveller. Japan, Hong Kong, and the Australian has delivered in the first of 4 on the Turf World Championship stages. We are going to head down trackside to hear from the man himself. Here's Nick Child with winning rider Damian Lane.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. Damian, very well done. You're no stranger to big race success, but this must feel very special.
Yeah, very special to win a Group 1 here in Hong Kong. Been here on numerous occasions and haven't been able to break through, so to do it's a great relief, and to do it with the Japanese is really special.
Just the run for you and this mare, obviously, she seemed to travel well throughout, and she's shown a good turn of foot at the end of 2400.
You know, she's just the ultimate professional. She jumps well, she travels sweetly. You can ride her wherever you want, and when the pace was on, I was happy to take a sit, and I just knew with her turn of foot at the end of her last run that she'd be really suited up to this trip today.
And Japan for you, obviously, it's a bit of an adopted home now, Damian. Plenty of success there, and
good girl, you're right.
Oh, mummy.
Yeah, for sure. Adopted home for me. I often joke it is home, so I love it there, and great to kick on my association with the trainer too. Mr. Tezuka, he's been a great help to me this time round in Japan, and great to team up with him for a big win.
Damian, very well done. Enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Win Maryland takes the first of the Group 1s here at Sharton this afternoon. Damian Lane for Takahisa Tezuka. Well done to Connections there with a 5-year-old chestnut mare by Screen Hero. We can take in the replay of the Vase.
And up in the air went Mendocino. He has not jumped the German visitor, and at this stage he's stuck in the gates. So there's a sensation to begin the Turf World Championships. Win Maryland, Senor Toba comes forward. Stone Ages down on the rail, and Butterfield and Botanic in the first 5. 4 lengths to glory, Vase, Panfield, Broom, and then Bubble Gift. And Mendocino's been released from the gates now, but he's basically going to take no part in the race. He's going to take no part in the race. Down to the winning post with a round to go. The pace is slow, and it's a local, Senor Toba. 2 in front of another local in Butterfield, and one of the French...
Yeah, well, we're reviewing here the Hong Kong Vase. What a result for Australia, Hutch, with our very own Damian Lane to the fore on Hong Kong, and one of world racing's biggest stage. And it was great to hear from Frosty, and we're looking at the race here, and it was a 10 out of 10 ride, wasn't it?
He's pretty to watch, eh? He's so good on any horses, but I love him on the stays and in this distance range. He doesn't panic. I mean, he was in the great spot probably at this stage of the race in that 3-back one-off, but he's got Yutaka and Broom outside him. And as he might have wanted to consider sort of getting onto Broom's back, who's in the white colours at this point, but you can see the runner just parked in behind there, which is number 2 in Bubble Gift, takes that spot. So now he's sort of dictated to, but the pace wasn't overly strong. You've got Stone Age on the back of the leader, who was a bit keen, I think, under these conditions, and looked beaten on the turn as well. But as I said earlier, I still rather be away from the fence. Damian doesn't panic at this point. He just needs an out. And the best thing about the way the race unfolded was that he's still only 3 or 4 lengths off Senor Toba.
He's right there without doing any work, isn't he, at this point?
He just now needs an out. He needs that horse widest of all, Bubble Gift, to get going. And look at this, now he's travelling, he's got clear air to the outside of him, and when he wants to push the button, he can go. And a lot of those back in there are sort of making hard work of it. But what can you say? It's a great ride from Damian. He's had a lot of success there in Japan. He's got these association with the Japanese horses. He's delivered yet again. That was an absolute peach of a ride. He didn't panic, he was in a good spot. I thought he might actually go forward and even make the running, but he changed it up. He rode for a bit more patiently, and yeah, he let down. And the Japanese are just continuing this world domination, and they've done really well.
For sure, it was pretty to watch, and well found by you too there, Hutch. Win Maryland draws away and wins. A terrific result from Damian Lane on the world stage in the Hong Kong Vase this afternoon. Let's link in though.